Welcome back to the channel. It's Ethan. I'm just checking my Instagram, so you have to give me a minute before we get to the baking. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll put the links in the description below. It's just a little shameless plug. Okay, when you've seen the same picture like 3 times, then you know it's gotta be time to just like set it and like forget it. Just so that you know when I flung it off the side there, it was just the phone case. See, it's just a pink case. I'm just gonna set it down now before I actually break something. If you couldn't tell, for today's video, we are going to be making an Instagram inspired treat, which Instagram was originally going to be called Codenames. Like, can you imagine, like, okay, there's nothing on this one, but can you imagine, like, let's check Codenames today. But they changed that name, thankfully, and it's actually now a cross between Instant Camera and, Instant Camera and Telegram. Instagram. If you couldn't tell, for today's video, we are going to be making an Instagram-inspired treat. They're going to be Instagram airbrush cookies. Because the new Instagram logo has those like splotches of like purple, pink, yellow, purple. I already said purple, but there's a lot of purple. So we are going to be making an Instagram, kind of just like a logo cookie. And the ingredients for this recipe are, I'm so glad that's not a real phone. 2 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, 2 sticks of unsalted butter, 1 large egg, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda. The first thing we want to do is, in a large bowl, combine all of our dry ingredients, and we're going to whisk together our flour, baking soda, and baking powder. Maybe I like Instagram so much because it was founded like 3 days before my birthday, like October 6th. Yeah, 3 days before my birthday. I set our dry ingredients off to the side. They're just checking their Instagrams, liking their photos. Now what we want to do is add our butter to a large bowl, and using a hand mixer, beat this up until creamy. When your butter is smooth and creamy, now we can add in our sugar. Again, this is a sugar cookie, so this is what keeps the cookie sweet. Which, did I mention, you can follow me on Instagram at Celebrity Sweets. Yeah. Okay, that was kind of a stretch to get that one in there, but it won't be the last one. Add in all your sugar to your butter mixture, and using your hand mixer, beat this up for about 1 to 2 minutes, or until light and fluffy. Whoa. Holy speeds. Just one speed. Wow. Now that your butter and sugar are completely mixed, I scrape down the sides of the bowl, and we can start to add in our egg. Now, as many of you probably know, the most liked picture on Instagram is an egg. And he actually kind of looks like this. Don't really know what happened to him. I just know like he's got like 53 million likes on Instagram. Just an egg. I think he cracked. Did he hatch? Is it a chicken now? I just liked it and left. That's probably a good thing to do on Instagram. Like and leave. Otherwise you're gonna fall down that like rabbit hole. And we're kind of doing that right now. But if you want to fall down that rabbit hole, do it to like the Celebrity Sweets profile, which you can follow me on Instagram at Celebrity Sweets. Got it? Yeah. Now what we're going to do is just crack this egg into the bowl. I was told his name is Eugene, so bye-bye Eugene. Boop. Oh, Eugene doesn't want to let go. Sorry. And now, using your hand mixer, beat this up until it is completely incorporated. Sadly, we've beaten up Eugene, and now it is time to add in our last ingredient, our vanilla extract. Using your hand mixer one more time, beating this up until fully incorporated. Alright, let's put this dough together, but first, a little check of the Instagram, the gram. See what's up. This is like the story of my life. Like, yeah, I'll edit the video, but first let me like this Katy Perry picture. Which, after this, if you want to go on Instagram, you can follow me at Celebrity Sweets. Again, this is not even the... Oh my gosh. See, nothing good comes from Instagram. Ah. To make this cookie dough, we're going to start by adding in half of our dry, mix it up, and the last half of our dry, and mix it up. Our cookie dough has come together, which incidentally, the most popular like Instagram picture to post is a picture of pizza. It's a fun fact. Now what we want to do is take our dough. It'll still be a little sticky, so I've just got a spatula here. And we're going to place it onto a piece of plastic wrap. Then we're going to take our dough and wrap it in this plastic wrap. When your dough is covered in plastic wrap, we want to pop it into the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour or until the dough sets up just a little bit. I took our cookie dough out of the refrigerator and I placed it onto a floured workstation. I also went ahead and floured the top of the cookie dough along with like my hands and the rolling pin, and just like everything has a light coating of flour. Now what we want to do is take our rolling pin and roll this cookie dough out about 1/2 inch thick. After you've rolled out your dough, now we can start to cut out these cookies. We are going to be placing them onto a cookie sheet, and I've just lined mine with a little bit of parchment paper to make sure they don't stick. I've also got a square cookie cutter over here and a spatula to help us do this. I'm going to cut out as many cookies as I can and then place them onto our cookie sheet. We've cut out a bunch of square cookies. We've cut out a bunch of square cookies and now we can pop them into the oven. We're going to allow these to bake at 350 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes or until light and golden brown. Why, when I swipe over to see my DMs, does it tell me when the person was active? Like 6 minutes ago. What? Oh darn, just missed them. Have to come back another time. What? I've taken our cookies out of the oven. I gave them plenty of time to cool down. And right now they kind of just look like the original Instagram logo. Who remembers that? Now that's a throwback. But we want to make this look like the new fluorescent purple, pink, all that cool Instagram logo. Watch, when this video comes out, they'll change it. Oh my gosh. You better not. Before we can airbrush this, we do want to have a nice clean surface for our airbrush, which is basically just food coloring. And to do that, I've got some white royal icing. If you want this recipe, you can click right up here. I'm going to be piping on a border of white royal icing to our cookie, and then going back and filling it in completely. Before we can get to our airbrushing, we want to make sure that this royal icing sets up and hardens completely. We don't want to work with any wet royal icing, so now we just want to let this sit, and while we wait, we can check Instagram, which you can follow me on Instagram at Celebrity Sweets. Our royal icing has set on our cookies, and now we can start to get creative and add on all of our airbrush details. Over here I have a food grade airbrush, and I've got all the different colors here. This is actually meant for this airbrush. It's just basically a liquefied food coloring. I've got it in pink, red, blue, orange, purple, and yellow. Those are just some of the colors I saw from the logo. To airbrush our cookies, I found that if you actually start with the darker color for this, it works best. I'm going to start with our blue in the top left corner, spraying a little on low pressure. Once you've ran out of blue, you can go back and add some purple highlights, again going back a little bit over the blue and into the white. To the purple, we want to add a little mix of red and pink because it is more of a magenta color in the center. I'm going to just airbrush whatever I feel is necessary. Remember, you can always go back and add more. Finish off your Instagram cookies by spraying on some orange airbrush to the bottom, and in that bottom left corner, spray on your yellow. Once you've airbrushed your cookies, take more of your white royal icing and pipe on some shapes that represent the Instagram logo. It's really just a square, and inside that square are 2 circles, a bigger one that's open and a small circle that's not. And here we have our Instagram inspired logo cookies that we made today. We made a very simple, basic, just like everyone on Instagram. We made a very simple, basic sugar cookie recipe, but we topped it with a very fun design. We used a white royal icing, and to that basically painted it with our airbrush a bunch of different colors. This really gets that Instagram effect. Look at the tie-dye layers. It's amazing. If you happen to make this, please share it with me on Instagram. Yes. Again, it's Celebrity Sweets on Instagram or Twitter. And if you have any other requests for another Celebrity Sweets, leave those down in the comments below. Also, if you have any other apps or suggestions for social media platforms that you want me to make, leave yours in the comments below as well. Don't forget to share this video with someone who likes Instagram as well. And I know there's so many. There's billions of people on Instagram. So yes, share this with them. And tell them to subscribe. Let's try to hit 100 subscribers. And until next time, save a life and make it sweet. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, let me know by hitting that like button down below. And while you're at it, subscribe. You can do that by clicking this cute little donut right here. If you're looking for more content, up here's my latest video, and down here's what YouTube thinks you should watch. That's all for today. I will see you guys in the next video.